Hi kids, today I'm going to be continuing talking about Native American tribes. We're going to start in the southeast. So these are not all the tribes in the southeast, these are just a few. So there's the Cherokee, the Chickasaw, the Seminole, and the Choctaw. I'm going to be talking about the Cherokee. So the Cherokee are kind of interesting because they had permanent villages. That meant that they didn't move around, they stayed in one spot. So they had the oral storytelling tradition, so their history was passed down through stories. Their houses were made of plaster. Notice this is a house that would be considered Cherokee. They've got the sort of hard walls and the thatch roof, which is like grass and branches kind of woven together to make it waterproof. Because they had permanent villages, they were farming, so they would farm corn, beans, squash. They would forage, which means look in the forest, for berries, nuts. The men would hunt deer, turkey, fish. They would travel to other Cherokee villages by river and by canoe. They are currently the largest tribe, so out of all the tribes that are recognized in the United States, the Cherokee is the largest with the most members. The language they spoke is Cherokee, and that's actually related to the Iroquois language. So we believe that the Cherokee were once part of the Iroquois and then split off. The Plains. So once again, these are just a few, not all of them. The Comanche, the Blackfoot, the Pawnee, the Sioux, and the Apache. I'm going to be talking about the Sioux. Move my camera. So the Sioux would harvest wild rice and would hunt deer, buffalo, and fish. They were mostly meat. They would hunt more than anything. And the most important thing they hunted was buffalo. They would follow and hunt the buffalo. So as the buffalo moved around to graze, they would follow. So you would see camps of them moving around. They were actually known for their camps being able to deconstruct really fast and put them up really fast. It was said that a whole entire village of like these teepees, the Sioux could put it up and tear it down, put it up within an hour and tear it down within an hour. So they were really these fast-paced hunting society. They rode horses, so when they hunted buffalo, they would be on horseback using bows and arrows usually. Once again, their houses were the teepees like this one. They did have headdresses like this, kind of the standard looking headdresses, but they were not worn every day. They were special. They were only used for ceremonial things. And Sioux is the name that the French gave them. They don't call themselves the Sioux. They call themselves the Lakota or the Dakota. Both are accepted. We're talking about the Northwest coast. We have the Chinook, Hayatta, Coast Salish, and the Tillamook. I'm going to be talking about the Tillamook. So the Tillamook lived in these large wooden houses in permanent villages, kind of like the Cherokee. These houses could fit large amounts of families in them. They mostly fished, so their big way that they got food was through fishing, but they would also gather berries and hunt elk. The language they spoke was Tillamook, and they are known as really incredible basket weavers. So they would make baskets to carry things. They were usually made out of wood and branches, that kind of thing. But their basket work is pretty famous. And the Tillamook is one of the tribes that Lewis and Clark met. So a lot of what we know about them is what Lewis and Clark wrote about them when they met them. That's going to be all for today for these notes. Make sure you answer the questions and submit when you're done. See you next time. Bye.